All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the American Dota League. It is week 3 of season 2 here. We're getting into the second series of this evening here on Tuesday. It's Osiris Gaming versus Union Gaming, and of course, 2-game series. And it's been a pleasure casting for you this evening. We've had some server issues, some microphone issues, some what have you issues, but hopefully all of that's been resolved. And we are going to jump into the last series of the day, the first game. Thanks for joining us, guys. Once again, my name is Mont. With me tonight is the beautiful Kyle Guy. How are you doing, sir?
Beautiful indeed. Thank you very much, Mott. I'm doing very well and excited for this one. Going to be a nice little matchup here. Osiris Gaming, probably the favorites in this matchup. Union Gaming has been struggling a little bit. They've had 6 games so far and currently sporting a record of 1-5. And Osiris, 8 games in, 4-4, split right down the middle, rather. And Mott, I would believe, I think every series they've had, they've done 1-1 series.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have not taken it to a series yet, and this might be their coming out party. Osiris Gaming, a very strong team. They've sit with that 1-1 every time, but they want a little bit more than that. They want to be able to take a game 2-0 and just kind of be comfortable with that kind of series. And against Union Gaming, they might have the advantage here. Obviously, Union Gaming from Peru, they prefer to play on US East, obviously, but still, the ping advantage might go Osiris' way, and they should be the stronger players potentially coming out. Like you mentioned, Union Gaming is struggling right now, but we'll see. It comes down to the draft, as it always does. As well, Union Gaming, they've got the first pick. They've been at the Invoker and the Naga, and really no surprise there. So we'll see what they grab first here.
This is a very common first set of bans. This is probably the top 4, I'd say, for bans. Like, this is just typical cookie cutter, and then we can move on from here. We can get for the Bat Rider, Ancient Apparition, Centaur, War Runner, just those other usual suspects at the start of this draft. So we'll see. Union Gaming are going to decide first where their priorities lay. Is it a support? Is it an off lane? Is it a big mid laner, or what have you? But we'll see what happens. It's also worthy to note that tonight we got, a few different players, or I don't know if they're just crazy aliases, but I'm already looking over at Osiris Gaming. I'm not seeing Classic or OSS rather, and even Guanzu not even a part of this group. So this is a very, unless these are aliases, I haven't taken the moment to look at their Steam or what have you.
I think you're right. ZYZZ is a name that has been around for a while for me, and that's somebody that I've seen play at EL. He's been in the CDL. He's a player from California, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think Baby J is also his own player, but I might be wrong about that. Then again, I've seen his Steam avatar in games before, so maybe I'm crazy and I'm missing something here. But yeah, they have Smurf and they have Willis, which I think are their 2 kind of standard, I guess you could say, players. But I feel like every time we see this team, it's like completely different rosters. So it's just like a consistently rotating just kind of scrim group, it seems like. But they'll go for the Centaur first. Ancient Apparition was picked up by Union Gaming. Bat Rider is still available for Union if they want to grab it. Osiris have the Centaur. They can run Bat mid if they want to, but that might be outside their comfort zone. We'll see as we keep going here in the next couple of minutes or so in the draft. But they go for the Rasta instead. The Shadow Shaman, a strong pickup. He's got Shackles, and we've seen what he can do with pushing, and I like the pick a lot.
Yeah, and on Dire side is where he's best. So this is great, and they can decide if they want to kind of progress this kind of push strat that they could be potentially building up. But these are also just all overall very top tier pickups. They're not giving away a whole lot of information as far as what kind of pace of game they want to have, whether they want to lay things out for a core who thrives later in the run, maybe like a Luna or what have you, or if they're looking to push even harder. Like we even saw Nayrok and his crew grab up that Pugna rather at the last second, and they went full bulldog rush. So we'll see if that's the case. But Union Gaming grab up the Mirana next, and potentially we'll look for that common duo, maybe Shadow Demon, Bane, what have you.
Yeah, you'd have to expect that at least one of those heroes gets banned. And I'd be very surprised if Osiris let it through. I mean, they will have first pick coming out of the ban phase here, but I don't think they want to pick up the Bane just to counter it from the Mirana, and Shadow Demon even more so potentially with the lineup they have. So I guess we'll see. Really, the bans are going to be coming out here in just a second. We'll see how they want to deal with this Mirana, because it's not set in stone that it's a Mirana carry yet, even though with an Ancient Apparition, it's probably unlikely to be a support. So we will see, obviously. Remember, this is going to be the first game of a 2-game series here between these 2 squads, obviously, and the VODs will be hopefully done pretty quick for tonight. I'll highlight them as soon as, of course, these games end. But obviously, guys, check out SteelSeries.com. They are sponsoring American Dota League Season number 2. And check out the AmericanDotaLeague.com for more information on the schedule as well as standings. So if you want to get to know the casters, myself being Mont, with me and Guy, you can check out highground.tv. And honestly, at this point, Guy, I think it's 6.80. I think a lot of us are just kind of saying, listen, let's get out of this meta a little bit. Let's get towards a new draft, or not a new draft, but at least a new patch or something along those lines.
We definitely have had the opportunity to welcome
Five
in a lot of
seconds
unfamiliar
remaining.
faces into this meta that we haven't gotten to see too much, which is always fantastic.
Right.
But
Reserve time.
there, it is time for a change. I mean, these banning phases are very, very similar every time. It's not even. It's like you don't even see that much respect bannage happening anymore because it's just like, listen, everybody's playing Ember, everyone's playing Naga, and everyone's playing Lycan.
Right.
You know, it needs to change. So
Right.
there'll definitely be a big patch. There'll definitely be something. There's been fun little rumors like possibly techies coming or what have you, but I'm excited about it. But you know, I'm sure a lot of teams are very eager to know what's coming because then they need to use that into their path towards the international.
Yeah, and that's actually, I think, the key goal for almost every competitive team out there. Some teams know they don't necessarily have a shot at it, but almost every team has a shot at the qualifier, which I think, honestly, the last couple of years, it's been closed, and really only just people that Valve have invited have gotten to the qualifier, but maybe we'll see a wider audience in terms of who can get in and who can jump into that qualifier. But and the thing is, too, the last patch before TI3 last year was pretty far. I mean, pretty far off from the actual event itself, but it still felt fresh enough to be exciting, and some of those picks were still a lot of fun to watch and see. I think at TI3, so I definitely expect to see another balance patch before the qualifiers, the very earliest. I mean, I'd imagine is what it's going to be, but. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, Valve, it's their game. They can choose to do what they want with it, but it just makes the most sense to see that potentially. But, well, we'll see. As we get through the next ban phase here, Luna, Nyx Assassin, as well as the Venge and the Visage gone. So they didn't ban out the ban. They might pick it for themselves like I talked about, but it's available. Shadow Demon as well. They'll pick the Dazzle instead, and I'm surprised they got this far, actually.
And also, Bat Rider's still available. I've been having my eye on that as well. I mean, Union Gaming is be a great grab if they want to get it now as their offlaner. You know, they still need to fill that void. So, unless they run with a Mirana there, which I would doubt. But you know, Bat Rider would be a pretty significant pickup. And yeah, Dazzle making it all the way through. So a nice little babysitter grab up for themselves here. They can go with a core carry here who could be a little more greedy, a little more eager to make the fight happen if you have a nice babysit like that.
Sorry, I'm just fiddling with some technical stuff, but they will go for that puck, yeah, like you mentioned. So strong pickup coming out from Union Gaming. They've got the team fight. They've got also Moonlight Shadow's just annoying to deal with, but Storm Spirit, this is a good pick. I feel like against the Mirana, it's one of those heroes that can really lock down that Mirana very easily because of the Electro Vortex, and getting an Orchid early on will really help as well. So I like the pick. It's going to go mid more than likely, and this gives them team fight. Plus, if you got Ball Lightning Initiation with Stampede, it can be kind of hectic to say the least, but they're going to go for that Shadow Demon instead of going for that Bane, which I actually prefer. Arrow into, Disruption with a Soul Catcher is really nice because the Soul Catcher bonus damage, and with Chilling Touch and Soul Catcher, that's a lot of bonus damage that you have to deal with. It's a lot.
We got to see a lot of really, really good Shadow Demon play this past weekend in Starladder too. I was even getting excited about, and I'm a guy who, trust me, I love playing supports, and I play the very defensive supports, or like a Disruptor or Coddle, and I don't get to play very aggressive, but I was getting excited about playing Shadow Demon. This guy makes shit happen. It's always fun to watch, and he can get the ball rolling right away. We've seen time and time again now, pretty recently as well, a Mirana Shadow Demon just parking in the mid lane and just making the mid lane a living hell for the other team. So they have a lot more options now to work with. I like it.
There was a Dota Hut article not too long ago about Shadow Demon, well, about Mike specifically, and when he used to play support for Complexity, and then, of course, later on Liquid. And they were talking about Shadow Demon and kind of just, what I guess hero Mike enjoyed playing the most out of the support pool that he had to deal with, because he is at heart an offlaner, but he had to play support obviously for Complexity and for Liquid. So he said Shadow Demon because it has the biggest impact in the game, whether it's defensively or offensively. He generally has the most impact, not only because of that, but because of the vision you get through Shadow Poison. We've seen people like PPD play it so well that you get just miraculous kills that you shouldn't be getting at pretty much insane times that could kind of decide the fate of a game. He's one of those heroes that is so very good with so little farm, and I think that's what people love about him, and I think that your excitement also is warranted, as I'm also very excited about seeing this hero. It's very crazy to see a Shadow Demon this often recently.
And hopefully Union Gaming can get it done. Oh, man, I should have called it. I was thinking in my head, like, they're going to be a life stealer. I'm like, and when my time comes, I'll be like, it's probably going to be a life stealer. Would have looked a lot cooler, but unfortunately I didn't get the opportunity. But life stealer's the grab. I was expecting it only because they already had grabbed that Storm Spirit and just felt like that vehicle duo was just so nice together. Plus with the help of the Dazzle there, additional minus armor, plus just with the Shallow Grave, they're going to keep him alive. He can get very greedy and get all that farm. And Shroud Demon also works very nicely, at least I feel personally, against the Life Stealer. So that was the one thing I felt would be pretty questionable. But regardless, he's going to feel like he feels pretty confident picking it up. So we'll see how it works. And now they have to pick up their own core to kind of contest this Life Stealer.
Yeah, and the thing is, this Rage is going to be so useful against Arrow, against Disruption, against everything, really. And it gives them a lot of early game pressure, which is what their team is all about. Osiris want that early game pressure. Oh, please don't random. Okay, Morphling. All right, so that's fair coming up for Union Gaming. And Ewo has been known to farm, but the thing is, they could contest that lane rather easily. I mean, yes, you do have Chilling Touch to deal with, but it's going to be hard. I don't know. They can go aggro tri-lane if they want against Osiris. That might be difficult. They could go defensive and then have like an off-lane Mirana, which is something you can do also, but I don't know. It seems as if Osiris got a bit more out of this draft potentially. Morphling is... We've seen Ewo pick him specifically, and it just hasn't worked out in his favor because he either gets shut down or he doesn't get the room to farm, and all of a sudden, Morphling needs a lot of farm and levels to be somewhat significant in the game at all. So we'll see how Ewo plays this hero up, but not a bad last pick, I guess, from Union Gaming.
Early in the game, he's going to get all the farm he wants. He's not going to feel like there's going to be a lot of aggression coming his way, especially when you got a Shadow Shaman and a Dazzle who are probably going to be more focused on helping out the Life Stealer and zoning out the offlaner. But when like level 6 rolls around and ZYZZ gets literally the ball lightning rolling, Morphling's going to get a lot of pressure coming his way. And if he doesn't get those crucial couple of items really quickly, it's just going to be, he's going to be in for a long day.
Yeah, I agree with you. It really comes down to how fast is he going to go for a Midas? Is Ewo going to pick up a Midas? Is he going to pick up that early Lincoln Sphere potentially against that Electric Vortex and what have you in this game? And will he be able to stay alive? He's one of the most slippery, completely intended heroes in the game for a reason. So Union Gaming, I think it really comes down to how much space can they create with Arrow, with Chilling Touch, with Disruption, and with Citadel getting levels and getting up to 6. So against Osiris, it's tough because, like you mentioned, Shallow Grave's a really good ability. You have Rasta to shackle and hex up whoever, and we'll see. I don't know. It could go either way at this point, honestly. It really comes down to the laning phase. First and foremost, oh no. Okay, good. I thought that was a ward. Okay, that was almost bad. I thought Union Gaming placed a ward in the well, but that wasn't the case, so that was almost bad.
That happens. It just happened in my last game I played too. It wasn't even me. It was the other support. And I love taking hold of the wards and getting them done. And when they placed it in the fountain, I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
God damn it.
You son of a bitch. You got to be careful with that.
Like, you had one job to do, and it wasn't to place it there. So, great, we just lost. Like, that's what I would have just said GG at that point, I think. But
you could just do what a lot of pro teams do and say, I need a remake. We need a remake. Disconnect.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. A specific team. But no, you're right. I mean, teams do that, and that's unfortunate. But well, yeah, Smurf apparently is a legendary Hearthstone player, and I mean, I guess legendary is like the tier.
So much skill in that game. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean the level of play is just absolutely fantastic. Just something else.
It's fun. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's a fun game, and now that's an iPad. That's fantastic for them. Don't want to try to promote them up too much, but just too much RNG for me, Mod. Yeah, just a little too much.
I think that's a lot of what kind of pushes people away from card games in the first place is card draw. And I mean, the thing is, I've played card games in my time, and I enjoyed the concept of Hearthstone, and I think it's a really good. I think it was really good in terms of like its design and its philosophy, but. And if you're a Warcraft player, it's even better. Someone who kind of knows the lore and things of that nature. But I don't know. It's something that I can't truly have the patience for because, like you said, the RNG is a bit heavy. But then again, Dota's a game of RNG from time to time. Not too much, but I don't know why this guy shouted out to Asia more, but you're calling him out on it.
You know, whatever. This is Southern American Dota. Right, so everyone, if you're playing the drinking game, just go ahead and throw it on back. There'll probably be about 2 or 3 more of these throughout the game, so just get ready for it. It's like a commercial break, I guess, if you will. A lot of these players not getting the opportunity to make their proper shout outs, get their attention on, but what have you. I mean, we'll see how it goes out.
Well, yeah, I hope we don't have a longer pause than this one, but it seems likely at this point. And what would a Dota game be without a pause, guys? Let's be honest here. There's a lot of pauses in Dota, even in just regular games that you guys play. Yeah, gotta be up early, Cassie, but listen.
There's pauses in football. There's pauses in basketball. They call them timeouts, though.
That's true. And they have TV timeouts. There's pauses in hockey as well. Just so that the teams can just sit down, relax while the commercials play and the beer advertisers get their money. Sadly, we don't have the same luxury. The thing actually that was really cool when I worked with MLG, I'll tell you a little story about this, I guess, is that they have their own streaming system. And with the way that advertisements work on Twitch is that if you hit the ad button, it plays the ad like at that specific time, not when you want it to play in the stream, like not like where it is right now. Like if I wanted to play it on this pause, I would click the button and it would play 2 minutes earlier than this. Whereas if you were using the MLG stream, they have an ad injector where you can inject specific ads that are pretty much of all durations, like a wide variety of durations, into your stream. So that way, if there was a pause like this, and if we wanted to, we can inject an ad into the stream, and we wouldn't have to talk so much. But sadly, that's not the case here as we're on Twitch. But I mean, that's actually not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't know.
MLG put some nice thought into ways to making money, though. Nice little ad run right there.
That's true.
Sorry, we can't play ads for you folks.
Yeah, I know you're all heartbroken at the fact of you guys can't see some ads while we're waiting here and support the American Dota League, which, by the way,
sell out.
$3.99 ticket in Dota store. Oof, got it. I'm so good at selling out, dude. I'm the best.
Outsells, man.
I've been getting called a sellout for like 2 years now. Yeah, Grant called me a sellout first. Listen, whatever you gotta
be making money to sell out, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, we're not gonna get into that, but listen, we do it for the love of the game.
You know what, though?
What?
It's worth it. $3.99 ADL ticket. I don't mean to jump back into that bandwagon right there, but have you shown them the HUD mod? Have you seen this HUD?
I don't think I have it right now.
Right.
I don't actually have it up. I apologize. I would, and Sean asked me this. Well, the TO asked me this the other day. He's like, "Why aren't you using the HUD?" I'm just like, "Well, it lags my computer." So apparently, I need a new graphics card. So if anybody wants to donate for that,
not to deter everyone else, it won't lag your computer, right?
No, it will not. Promise. No, it will not. It's just it's my computer only. I don't know why it does it, but it's happened with every HUD. So it's not that specific HUD. I didn't mean to like make it sound like
because it's black, mod.
Well, listen, I wasn't insinuating anything, but
black, sexy, monolith HUD. Woo!
It does look really nice. I gotta say, it's like
it's minimalistic. It's minimalistic.
It's not one of those.
Love that.
It's not like one of those ones that's in your face completely and just like
It's flowers and dancing frogs and rocks popping out.
You don't know what's going on. There's more action happening in the HUD than there is in the Dota game currently that you're watching. And it's just like, oh, look at that. That's something.
Mike is getting angry in the chat. He got so angry he forced them to unpause. At least by the time I read it. So, very nice.
Man, wow. Yeah, shout outs to Mike. Aren't you playing NEL? How do you have a second to watch this? NEL is very much alive, by the way, and I'm going to start doing some casts for it when I have a bit of free time. There was a game this afternoon with PPD, Zai, Mason, and a couple other players. I think Mike was in it too, but it's been going on strong too. So American Dota, we ain't dying. We living.
Oh, baby.
We living.
NEL lives. It's not dying. It's on life support, but it lives. But here we go, finally. Speaking of something else that lives, this game is unpaused and finally underway.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So for the introductions real quick, and I suppose I'll bite the bullet here. For Osiris Gaming, we'll have Baby J. He'll be up with the Shadow Shaman. Some Chinese characters that honestly, I checked his profile and I can't even tell who this person is on the Lifestealer. We'll have Willies will be on the Dazzle. That'll be your top tri-lane, defensive tri-lane as it stands right now. ZYZZ or Ziz will be on the Storm Spirit. He's been around for a while. I've seen him in multiple places, including the NEL as well as the CDL. Down bottom to round it all out, it's Smurf on that offlane Centaur Warrunner. Great CSer, but also good at playing that offlane when he needs to.
Yep, and for Union Gaming, the Peruvian squad on the bottom lane. We got Ewell playing your Morphling, nicely decorated. In the jungle nearby, we got Ancient Apparition played by Nova. Your mid lane is going to be filled by Citadel once again. Sometimes calls himself Feederall. Hopefully that's not the case. He's playing Puck in the mid lane. Nearby, near the secret shop, we got Angel playing the gorgeous, resplendent Mirana. I tip my fedora at you, my lady. Fantastic. And
God damn it.
No surprises in that lane. Proper synergy. The peanut butter and jelly. Jericho playing the Shadow Demon along with that Mirana.
For all you youngins out there, please don't buy a fedora. Just don't do it. Like, that's the worst thing you could probably do.
I love, even AC right now is getting all so frustrated because everyone thinks his hat's a fedora.
It's not a fedora. People just don't know what a fedora it is.
I don't know if it's better, but it's not a fedora.
People don't know men's fashion, apparently. But, well, the top lane, it's 2-1-2 right now for Union. This actually doesn't really put that much pressure on Smurf. Even though they do have Chilling Touch, that's a lot of damage they're going to wait for him. Stomp does hit. Now Smurf should survive. And that was a well-placed stomp. That AoE, deceptively big for Hoof Stomp. Now, top lane is going to go for the Shackles as well. The right click, nice disruption. Can they get this kill? So a lot of right click coming out. They will get it. The Orb of Venom doing work there, but still not enough. I believe that was the Mirana's Orb of Venom? No, whose Orb of Venom is that? I saw some poison come out. Or was that Poison Touch? That
Poison
was
Touch.
Yeah, okay. Well, they still get first blood. So
very nice. Tipping intensifies, I guess, my lady, as they take a bit of a hindrance. But regardless, mid lane is taking a lot of punishment already from Citadel. Citadel and him both, though, evenly matched up. 7 for 7 CS. Bottom lane, Centaur Warrunner, no surprises, trying to just soak up some damage for himself. He's going with the Stout Shield, kind of an early build-up, so not as much mobility. We'll have to be a little more cautious, but regardless, the Smurfling is just finding the farm he needs.
I want to talk about this mid matchup a bit. ZYZZ actually went for just a circlet, and he got a very fast bottle, whereas you see Citadel, he doesn't have his bottle yet because he went for that Null Talisman and, of course, some Tangos and a pooled Tango as well. So he was out harassing ZYZZ because of that, but now that he has his bottle, ZYZZ is going to try to go for a kill with the Electric Vortex, the pull in, the Static Remnant, as well the Overload. He doesn't have a point in it. It looks like, no, he does finally, but not enough. He's got one more bottle charge. He doesn't want to lose this. He's got to try to do some damage here. There's the phase shift coming through. And you lose your orb as well. He's got to jaunt up to the high ground. Citadel trying to escape. ZYZZ getting kind of low. He'll throw up the Static Remnant. Oh, based Ice Frog. He grabs a regen rune, and now Citadel is going to be very careful. He's very close to dead. He can phase shift, and he can illusory orb and jaunt away if necessary, but still, Ziz is going to just be out harassing him now that he has rune control.
Jesus, going right to the Church of RNGesus and praying away. Got that sweet rune, man. But regardless, happy to hold strong here, and rotations are to come. Backup is here. We don't very often get to see a very aggressive Dazzle. Usually he's just holding strong in the lane, but Willie's very confident here, all smoked up, trying to catch out this puck. But Citadel has got some good, his game sense is tingling. He's waking out. The Courier taking the long route, little Jack Pumpkin here, going right back up into the base.
They're going to use the Electric Vortex. They'll lose her orb away. It looks like, and he'll jaunt. It looks like he might have had vision, and they do now anyways. I mean, they know that everyone's missing up top. They know that this Lifestealer is kind of just getting safe lane farm right now, solo safe lane. So Citadel with the smart play to send the Courier around the long way, like you mentioned, just to make sure it doesn't get picked off because, well, Willie was right here and ready to jump on the Courier at a moment's notice. But they're going to try to go top. Poison Touch went on Angel, but a TP reaction. Now Disruptions here. They're going to throw up Chilling Touch. The arrow just hits on Baby J, getting caught out. Look at the damage to Shadow Wave, but no Grave coming through. Willie's hasn't skilled it up yet. The right click gets enough for the kill. Now Willie's getting chased down. Chilling Touch, still one charge of it left. There's going to be this. Oh, there's too much damage. The Salve was up trying to save his life, but no. 2-for-0 trade coming out. Nice TP reaction coming in from the Ancient Apparition. He's going to back off now.
This lane is so great. The Chilling Touch, all that bonus damage, plus the classic matchup between the Disruption and the arrow. Almost missed it. The hitbox, luckily, though, is very, very big on that arrow. So
yeah.
It will give you a little bit of time, but that was close. But she does manage to snag it. They manage to snag the kill. They pull ahead 2-1 for Union Gaming, so they're happy to take it. And top lane, it looks like they're scouting out, and it's going to be picked up. It's a haste, very convenient as he makes a rotation to the mid lane. He's got to be careful here. Chilling Touch. One more smack and nothing will really come of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, they actually rotated the rest of the supports here mid for Willie's and Osiris, so they're just maybe looking out, making sure Ziz is going to stay alive. And even if they try to jump on him, they can still obviously have some backup there. But they'll back off now, they'll head back top, and the Lifesteal only sitting on 13 CS right now, so they've shut down this Lifestealer effectively because they've tried to roam too much, and then obviously the aggressive tri-lane came out, but AA is going to back off now. This gives Morphling a lot of farm as well, but at least gives Smurf at least some CS. He's only sitting at 9 right now. Morphling at 24 and 13 denies. He's doing really well for himself. Evil's going to be going for that Midas, and that's big. Top lane. Hex is up. Angel in some trouble. Shadow Poison. There's going to go. Nice disruption defensively. This stops the shackles as well. The open wounds on Jericho. The chilling touch is up. Baby J going to get cold feet. Look at the right click. The Shadow Wave keeping him alive, but he's going to fall anyways. Nova with the kill. They're looking maybe to go on the lifestealer now, but he's a bit too tanky. They can't grab that one, but still, any sort of aggression that comes out from Osiris right now is getting shut down by Jericho with disruption.
Mid lane, Ziz making a jump on Citadel, wants to get it and gets it. Wow! Jumps right forward, goes balls to the wall, and takes out the puck before she can join.
Nice pickoff. Good stuff. That's a big kill for Ziz. That gets him to level 7. That gets him closer to his treads if he wants them. And he's got a null talisman now as well, so he's getting some decent farm here with 26 last hits. And as bad as this top lane is going, this mid lane is going decently for Ziz, so we'll see how it goes. Might get jumped on, though. They don't have Dream Coil. He doesn't hit 6 yet, so Ziz with a 2-level lead right now as it stands. But a 5-minute 40-second Midas coming out for Ewo. That's pretty good. That's a decent timing for that item.
No, it's really good. It's really good. And obviously, Dazzle and Shadow Shaman are not going to make their presence known in the bottom lane to contest that whatsoever. Maybe by the time Shadow Shaman gets his level 6 and has the wards, they look to try to just take a couple of tier 1s. But for now, Morphling's just got it easy here. He's only got to deal with the Centaur, who can't really make anything happen on his own. And it doesn't look like they're even making any close to rotations down here. So Morphling's just going to get all this early game farm.
Yeah, and even the AA is coming back in, and he can maybe try to go on Smurf, but he's got his Tranquils right now and almost has Stampede, so if they try to make a go, it's going to be very tough to lock him down. They're going to throw up the Cold Feet as well, and he's just going to run away just fine, and he has his Stampede now as well, so no problem there. He can even try to go on Evo, and he will. He's going to jump in, he's going to stomp as well, he's got a Strength Force, double edge, the right click's not enough. Smurf now has to leave. There's the right clicks coming through, taking too much damage. I saw what he wanted to do there, but that was very aggressive and very dangerous. Luckily, he's got the salve going for him. They can't chase him down, but Puck might. Citadel coming through. He's got his coil. He might use it here. There it goes. Now Smurf can stomp him if necessary, but the phase shift, no, the Waning Rift is going to fly. Only doing a couple of damage there. The double edge, nice phase shift. Smurf about to go down and will. Ball lightning in from Ziz, looking for Citadel. He's going to try to get him, but still the uphill miss. And he had no mana left in the tank anyway, so.
Well, props to that Centaur for being a manning up. Almost got it done, but couldn't quite. And then unfortunately, he just ran the long road to his own death, getting caught out by the puck and handing a kill over to the Fairy Dragon. So now things are getting a little more even in the mid lane. Top aggression does still continue. Angel feels pretty confident. 30 and 15 CS in comparison to Lifestealer's 22. So they're definitely outclassing them for now in this top lane. It's looking really good. No more disruption setups as of yet, though.
Yeah, they haven't really gone for these arrows, and that's probably because the Ancient Apparition has been bottom or roaming the entire time. They've done a nice job of splitting up the farm and making sure that everyone gets equal experience pretty much throughout the game for Union. Whereas this Lifestealer, yeah, they've roamed around with Baby J and Willies, but now they're just babysitting him top, and they can't find a kill here. They can't get him that much farm. He's sitting at 24 CS. He can get back into it, but as a Lifestealer, you want to have a strong start, snowball to victory, and right now that's just not happening for them. So they really need Ziz to come through in his zone and be able to grab a couple kills here. I mean, he's getting Treads next, or he might just rust an Orchid altogether. He's already got the Robe of the Magi, which could be built into either the Treads or into the Orchid, depending on what he wants, but as it stands now, Puck's going to grab an Invis Rune. He'll jump back to the mid lane, and maybe top they go again, but it's 8 minutes in, man, and it looks like Osiris not off to a good start here.
No, definitely rough. The game plan they wanted isn't really working out. I don't think they were quite expecting these kind of lane matchups happening. They might have figured that Puck could have been an off-lane kind of style Puck, and they weren't expecting probably this very aggressive tri-lane coming out from Union Gaming. So it's definitely set him off a little bit. But, you know, we'll see if they can pull it out in the mid-game, and Storm Spirit should be able to come online a little bit more, but, you know, we'll see. All this and more.
All this and more, and perhaps a couple of minutes here in this Dota game between Osiris and Union Gaming on twitch.tv/American Dota League. Top lane, maybe some disruption. Arrow combo is going to be coming out now as Citadel has jumped up, but they have the Sentry Ward up, so they know this is coming. Arrow flying through. Baby J just narrowly avoiding it. They might chase somebody down here looking for Willies, but Arrow is now down for about 10 seconds. No Moonlight Shadow in, and even if there was, they still had that Sentry there, which was well placed, actually saved their life, so nice play there to get out in time just to make sure they avoided that gank.
And Aquila now acquired on the Morphling as farming continues out for him. Centaur just looking to hold his own and find his own farm. Build forward, try to get maybe a Blink Dagger sooner than later and have that heavy initiation on your side. But, you know, as far as, you know, just what he needs to do, this is it. But mid lane, it looks like Ziz managed to pick off Puck once again. So man, outclassing with the
I was
Storm
gonna
Spirit.
say, Citadel is in fact getting outclassed. That's 2 kills going the way of Ziz. That probably shouldn't. Down bottom, they're chasing down Smurf, but top lane, looking for an open wounds or something here. There's no more Shadow Demon. He's rotated bottom, so they've just kind of left this Mirana to her own devices. And I like the idea of going for Shackles to lock her down in this lane, but you saw the disruption coming through being very effective. Now is their chance to go on a hero. Whereas bottom, if they're going to go on somebody, they're going to use a disruption first. There it goes. There's going to be, of course, the cold feet as well. This should latch him up and stun him. He's going to stampede. Not in time to the chilling touch. Look at the damage.
Combo.
Wait for him to go through and grab the kill. Ewo picks up another one for himself. Nicely done.
We didn't even talk about top lane. Nice 2-man coil heal. Citadel trying to make something happen. Or Bear does miss off to the side. Baby J will have to fall, but one does escape. Here comes the Ancient Apparition ult, but obviously way off the mark. Mr. Unknown Name, Lifestealer, making a run. Takes an arrow to the butt and will be able to get away. But man, we talked about obviously the given combo of the disruptor, or sorry, not the disruptor, the disruption, I guess, and Mirana, but can't forget about that cold feet combo, man. Yeah, that's so good.
Yeah, those 3 abilities together are actually very strong, and Smurf even popped the Stampede as well to try to get out of there as quickly as possible. It just didn't happen, and unfortunately, that means that he does go down, and he was farming pretty effectively before that. I'm not sure how much gold he actually lost, but it's unfortunate. The Midas is done at 10 minutes for the Life Stealer, which is a recovery Midas to be sure. He actually infested as well, just to make sure he got back up to full life. So now he'll sit in the jungle. He's got a Quelling Blade and a Stout Shield, which just means he can just sit in the jungle and get last hits. He's actually put 2 points into Feast as well, which means that sitting here and just farming for a while is not going to be an issue, which actually gives levels to Willies and Baby J. So Ziz getting closer and closer to that first Oblivion Staff. He's going to try to find somebody mid. He could go on Citadel again, potentially. Roaming around as the Shadow Demon. This is just kind of looking for trouble, it seems.
Ring of Health now acquired on Mirana. This is what I would believe would be the early makings of a Lincoln Sphere. So an early defensive item potentially coming out from the Mirana, I guess, to avoid any potential danger from the Storm Spirit, the open wounds.
Yeah.
I believe it blocks double edge as well. So
yeah.
So this is all nice. Good defense because she's a relatively squishy hero, so the extra life and defense would definitely help.
Yeah. I'm actually interested she went that instead of going maybe a BKB a bit later. I don't maybe think need the Lincoln Sphere. It's not going to help you too much in terms of your offensive output, but it certainly gives you the regen to be somewhat useful and kind of gives you a bit more tankiness as well with that ultimate orb. So I guess it's not a bad pickup, certainly. And with the amount of lockdown they have with Electric Vortex, like you talked about, Lincoln Sphere should be an okay item to pick up. So yeah, I think it's good.
No Midas. The Life Stealer did go Midas. So,
yeah.
Battle of the late game. I know Life Stealer's been having a hard time in this lane, but the Midas is helping him out.
The thing is, though, Ewo's had that Midas for like 5 minutes at least longer than he has.
Yeah.
It's starting to actually pay off. He actually picks up an item. Looks like he's going bots. Yeah. Ewo's going to pick up bots, but there's an Invis Rune ZZ here. He's going to use that, of course, Electric Vortex. The Moonlight Shadow's going to go as well. The Stomp hits up. The Double Edge might go, but it looks like they don't have vision. They don't have detection. They had to guess that the Mirana R button was going to come out sooner rather than later, but there it is. Disruption now coming through. They're just going to try to push him back and back him off. So they try to get a kill, but not happening. Ball Lightning further. Going to look for Jericho potentially. Stampede is up. Maybe going to try to find this kill. Ewo's very tanky. He's got still 1,000 health at the bank because of that Strength Morph. Now, still trying to fight the Shadow Poison up. Ball Lightning away. There's a Replicate. He can play aggressively here, assuming he's got mana, and he does. Now he'll back off. So nothing really happening. He'll TP, regen up, then replicate back to the lane in just a matter of time here.
A lot of pinching and poking, but no one really throwing any swings in that fight. It was just a little bit of too much timidness. But here we go. Citadel moving behind enemy lines. Quick and easy pickoff. Yeah. Very nice coming out, Citadel. We were questioning his mid lane performance, but he still steps it up and gets it done.
He gets some revenge there on that Storm Spirit who's been kind of harassing him the entire game. The unfortunate thing is Citadel, he went treads, which isn't bad, but his Blink Dagger's still kind of a ways away, and that means that he'll have to continue to farm or just get kills another way, essentially. And he really wants that Blink at this point because the Orchid's going to be up very soon for this Storm Spirit. He's already got 1 Oblivion Staff, and that's a pretty good start to his laning phase and obviously into the mid-game here. Looking at what the Lifestealer has, the phase is up now, so at least he's got that going for him. The Midas is about to be used again, and perhaps an Armlet, maybe he goes for a bit of a later item here or something. I'm not sure, but as it stands now, though, you mentioned how Angel got pretty much a lot better farm in this lane. She's only ahead by about 1,000 net worth. CS-wise, she's doing better, obviously, 1,000 gold in the bank. But as it stands now, Union Gaming, they're fine with just farming for a while. But the thing is, there's going to be some progression.
Yeah. Ziz jumping all the way from the tower and gets that one done. They're trying to get something back, however. He finally does get away. Very low life with the help of that purge. Oh, the orb flies out, but he can't quite catch up. Shaman ends up being taken down. Citadel's hungry, and he's thinking he wants more, but Lifestealer shows up, pops the rage. We'll turn the corner. Citadel moving on this, has the haste, so is happy to be very mobile right here. A few right clicks, and he'll probably end up pulling back. Nope, coil on 2. He's going for it, baby. Here comes Evo. Let's see if they can follow it up with some heavy damage. They catch out Willie's at least. He ends up being taken down, and Ziz will also step out. So all that work, but they do manage to get the 1 support.
And they got the tower as well, which is huge for them. Union Gaming actually, I think, getting 4 heroes involved in that engagement. Ancient Apparition might have thrown out his ultimate from the bottom lane or back at the well, but it doesn't matter. They were aggressive. You mentioned the haste room. That's a big pickup coming out for the puck that allows him to be more mobile, whereas a blink tag would do the job there. That works just as well. So they grab a kill, which is a really much needed kill coming out for that puck, and the tower as well for Angel to get some more farm towards that Lincoln Sphere, and he's going to farm bottom as well. So now 9-4 the score, 15 minutes in. Blink bottom, double edge, the stomp as well. The right click is there. ZY's easy pick off on the Mirana. So they finally combine up the 2 of those heroes to get something done, and that's kill that bottom. So
very nice from Smurf. Picks up the Blink Dagger and immediately puts it to work within seconds. And with the help of Ziz, they easily pick off that Mirana. Just so much initiation now coming out that the Centaur Warner's got his Blink Dagger. A throws out the ult. You gotta be careful with the rotation. Orb to fly. Citadel picks off the Centaur, and now Ziz has to get back. He's only got a little more mana to work with here. Morphling thinking about making a move in. Oh, nope.
They'll purge him, but they're not gonna dive this, I don't think. The Shadow Poison will give them vision, but that's gonna
be
bad.
Was he not in range for a disruption?
I don't think so. I think Demonic Purge is a bit longer in terms of range, and they just couldn't really lock him down. They'll use the Moonlight Shadow, and they might rotate mid. They're doing a nice job of rotating to these towers as they're being aggressed upon, but they're going to actually just farm these Serpent Wards that are maybe going to put this into deny range. I'm not sure. It looks like it's going to be close. No, it's not. So they'll get away, luckily, there for Osiris. They won't lose that gold for a deny. Now they're actually going to try to be aggressive mid with the Ice Blast flying out. Willie's and the Shadow Shaman will avoid it just by backing off. Now, more TP rotations. It looks like there will be an engagement. ZYZZ jumping in. I think they use the Stampede as well. They're going to look for Electric Vortex to stop, coming through in a second. There it is. Jericho in some trouble. Already 1 down. Waveform from Ewo. Willie's is going to fall. He couldn't get the Grave off. Mid-animation will fall down. Smurf now. There's the Drip Coil onto 2. Lifestealer looking to go in. Open Wounds is up, maybe on the wrong target. He's focusing down creeps now. He's got to back away. Blink, stomp, waveform. Baby J, he'll fall next. Infest out. Citadel. He'll silence up, but not before he goes down. Ewo getting chased. He still has Strength Morph, but not that much mana in the bank. He'll back away. When it's all said and done, a 3-for-2 trade. Ewo thinking about jumping in again with waveform. Ball Lightning. A Vortex just came off cooldown. Stomp is up. Now the Electric Vortex. They take the arrow with the Rage as well. They'll back away. Angel, Starstorm not in range. They lose Lemorphling, and that's probably the worst engagement you could have. But the Ice Blast, they do avoid it narrowly. Ugh, back and forth we go.
Man, Ewo, why did you step back into that one? He must have not seen what kind of mana they were working with, and Centaur had plenty of it, so he just easily blinks in and helps lock him down. They just burst him down immediately, man. Just putting to work with that Blink Dagger already. Very nice. Osiris looking to turn the tide of this game. Oh, jumping once more, baby. I was talking about it. Oh, nice disruption. Defensively, there goes a quick purge, and they quickly try to burst him out. No, the Grave! At the last second, very nice. Shadow Demon ends up falling. Centaur goes on the run. Will be able to get away. Very nice defense coming out from Willie's, and a little bit of heal as well. So they end up trading 1 for 1, though. They do lose Ziz in the end, and it's a better exchange for Union Gaming.
They're going to fly the arrow again, and that might not hit on Baby J. Got very close to doing so, but no such luck. And actually, that arrow that came in that almost killed Smurf, not that long of a stun. They graved him up. They made sure he survived, and luckily he did. So they'll throw out another Ice Blast right now. Trading happening pretty much all over the map, but that big engagement was the first of its kind for Osiris coming out. Union actually have a 4,000 gold lead. Experience-wise, it's only 1,000, and it's going to be more gold going their ways. They're trying to take down this Tier 1 tower. Arrow's going to fly. It's going to miss, but can they deny this is the question. Moonlight Shadow's going to go. Mirana takes it. There's the Central Ward up. They're going to use the double edge. Nova falls. Angel hexed up. Can't leap away. There's the Shackles. Nice defensive disruption. Soul Catcher, not sure who it latched onto. Angel wants to fight. Smurf getting low, as well as Baby J. Oh, lose your arm. Double kill coming out for Citadel, blowing 3 up. That's a triple going his way. A fight going the way of Union finally. After all of that said and done, that long-winded engagement goes their way. Oh boy.
Well, they got that set up very nicely with the help of Citadel, man. He's been putting in work now. Being very mobile and very useful with this puck, and wow, it just seems a bit disorganized there for Osiris Gaming on what they wanted to get done, and this Shadow Demon as well, man. He's putting out some really good
Ziz bottom. Can he get the kill on Ewo? Can he wait for him away? No, the Orchid and the right click, the static Storm, or excuse me, Static Overload coming through. God, I can't even think about the names here. The Overload doing enough damage, plus the Orchid. That's a nice pick up at the very least, but he did take that tier 1 tower down before he died, so... Alright, that's fair.
7-2-1, man. Ziz is doing work.
Yeah, he's, I think, keeping them in this game single-handedly, but it's starting to get a little too much for them. If they keep losing towers in fights, they're going to be in a bad position, and this Lifestealer doesn't have much to show for it. He has a Sanj, so maybe an SNY. He already has his drum as well. He's recovered very well, considering that the Mirana only has Linken's and Phase, but Linken's is a pretty costly item, so the net worth, she's leading the way. Ball lightning in, long range coming out from Ziz. It looks like he was looking for that regen, but Pug takes it. He lures your back, and, well, that's a lot of mana wasted coming out for Ziz there, unfortunately.
I mean, unless they can prove me wrong, the late game is not looking very good for Osiris. Even if this Lifestealer does get online, you're dealing with a Morphling and a Mirana who did find farm. You know, hopefully by this point, the Miranas are having a pretty lackluster early game, and maybe they're finally starting to get like some certain boots and what have you. But this Mirana's already got her Linken's complete. She's very nicely farmed. Osiris know they want to get some aggression going and keep the kills going, so they play out this very aggressive ward, and they're hanging on top of the hill. Citadel, though, blinks in. Nice silence on Baby J. They're going to try to quickly take down the support. Ooh, he will not waste the wards, properly so. And now, Union Gaming on the hunt here. Lay out the Moonlight Shadow, blink forward. Citadel still wants to make something happen. Will he joint this one and catch anyone? Nope. A blink away from Centaur, and Willie's the slower Dazzle. Oh, man. Oh, they get him. They want it so bad. Put down the coil. Willie's desperate Shallow Grave will temporarily save him. Oh, can he get away?
He's going to get cold feeted. He's going to get stunned. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a nice try there. I understand what he's going for. They wanted actually the Dream Coil on it too. They almost had it on Smurf, but he was just out of range. So I'm surprised Smurf didn't pop the Stampede. If he had used that, Willie's probably gets away there alive. But they're actually going to lose Willie's and maybe even the tier 2 tower. Yeah, it looks like they will. They want this tier 1 top that they're going to try to trade for. The fortification's going to fly out. Will they TP for this, though, is the question. If they do, I don't think Ziz or the Lifestealer can do enough damage to take this, but I'm not sure. The Ice Blast is going to come through. They will take the tower. They'll back off now. TP's going through. Rage is up. They have no way of stopping this, I don't believe. Arrow's going to fly, just missing on Ziz. It's a nice trajectory, but not really measured enough, my friend.
No, unfortunately not. I mean, they're just happy to go ahead and get another tier 1 under their belt. Well, Union Gaming, though, taking more control of this map. I don't know, I just can't help but echo off what I was saying before. Osiris Gaming, their best shot at really taking this game home is just getting more aggressive here in this part of the game, and they're still going for it. But Storm Spirit, quick pick off on Shadow Demon. Citadel trying to get a bit of redemption, but can't get anything done. Ziz, yep, he will be able to get away.
Yeah, he had no Dream Coil, but that's a nice pick off. That's exactly what they needed, and you were talking about more aggression, and that's it. I mean, but the thing is, I agree with you. This Morphling with 1 or 2 items, and 1 or 2 more items, I should say, he's going to start hitting like a truck, and Butterfly will actually help that a lot. And could start really taking some of these heroes down. Up against the Lifestealer might not be the best choice, but maybe against like a Storm Spirit, you can't really lock him down, I suppose. But mid lane, Willie's, he's dead. Wow, look at that damage coming through from just the Illusion Orb, the right click, and the Star Storm from Angel, who now has a Maelstrom. Standard build coming out from the Mirana. Picked up the Linken Sphere first, which you don't often see, but Maelstrom and Mjolnir probably coming through. Now her right click is starting to be very effective, and she can farm a lot faster as well. They're not going to take this tier 2 tower, at least not yet. They're waiting maybe for the rest of their team to get here. Nova can throw up the Ice Blast. He doesn't really need to be there. They might need Jericho, though, and it looks like we'll see a pincer move coming out from Osiris that they'll try to jump on this potentially.
And Mirana, I like the pickup of the Maelstrom. Quick pushes, quick farm, and oh, almost tried to get the deny. Oh, nope. Just quick replicate back. They won't make anything. But jump in by Ziz. The bomb will not be there. He's committed. He wants more. He's got low mana. There goes the Moonlight Shadow. This will make things very tricky. And they do immediately pull back. Oh, Dazzle Willies, what are you doing? Gets caught out with the Purge. There's the defense. No, they're turning back.
Oh,
Catch back with a nice stun, but the wards.
What a stomp. Oh my goodness, wow. Smurf with one of the biggest stomps of the game just to turn things around. And that looked like a maybe good engagement to pick off Willie's, but they tried to commit too much there. They chase him down. They throw the Sentry. Willie's with the presence of mind to get that vision detection down. And the big stomp, the blink stomp coming from the Centaur on top of the wards. The double edge doing work there. They didn't have Nova. They didn't have Ewo, who will deny bottom tower. But this Roshan is essentially free for Osiris, and it actually gets them back into the game somewhat. There's still a 7,500 gold lead going for Union, but we'll see. The experience lead is now pretty much even, which is pretty nice. Pick up the Aegis.
I was like so surprised at their commitment. They're like, we're pulling out, and then they all just jumped in. They're jumping in right now. They want more. Ewo might be caught out quickly.
Oh boy.
Oh man, Osiris Gaming looking to get this one done. And again, a jump in from Smurf. Double edge. Ziz able to pick up the kill. Man, I wanted them to get more aggressive, and you don't get more aggressive than this. And
Yeah.
when they just immediately turned back, they saw their buddy Dazzle was getting caught out with the Purge. They called out the global ult from Centaur, and they just all together jumped.
No man behind. Get him. Help him out, team. Bring him back.
It was so like it wasn't like half of them committed and half were like, I don't really know, guys. I don't know. It was they all went in for the fight.
Right.
And that's just like caught me off guard. It was great.
They knew the arrow was on cooldown and it missed. It actually hit a creep in the middle of pretty much everybody, and I think that was like maybe the catalyst. And the puck didn't have that great of an initiation, but suddenly now you've got a situation where, yes, your Mirana and your Morphling are very farmed, but you're letting Osiris get back into this with one or two bad plays. So they need to kind of sharpen up in terms of what they're doing. And the thing is, there's now a Yule scepter up for this puck here, so if he gets caught out, he can just Yules and he'll be okay. And he can actually Yules an enemy in this fight as well. And it might be used for this Lifestealer more often than not, assuming his rage is down. And I like that pickup a lot, but we'll see how it goes. Scythe might have been better, but it's a bit more expensive, obviously. And for Union right now, they just need to play a cautious game. Whereas, I don't know. I mean, Mame's actually starting to do work for this Sanjin Yasha. A lot of people just don't give SNY the time of day, but Mame is actually, I feel like, a good ability, or I guess a good passive coming out, slowing down some of these more slippery heroes.
I feel like Union Gaming still feel pretty good. I mean, their late game is still very strong. They're working their way there. It's going for them. They just can't take any more really bad fights or hand away any sort of easy kills to Osiris to give them the opportunity to get back into this one. But I still feel like they have a very strong team. As long as they can execute decently, they should be fine. And they're looking to make something happen here. Smoke popped out in the mid lane.
And this is what you need to do for Union, I think. This is the time where maybe you should continue to farm, but they want to actually be aggressive, and I like that. I like the fact that they want to look for something here, but it looks like they're not going to. Citadel and Nova are the only two people that have smoke on them right now, I believe. Now, Jericho has that as well, but those are three heroes that aren't really roaming. They're just sitting mid. They're kind of like, they're not sure what to do. And it looks like Ewo and Mirana, they want to continue to farm, and I guess that makes more sense, because like you said, they probably do win this late game. It really comes down to initiation. So if we look at the late game items, I mean, you're going to have to pick up BKB up against Osiris's lineup at some point. Yes, you have a Lincoln's, but like at some point, you're going to have to deal with the Storm Spirit as well. There's just too much to deal with, I think, for Union to not pick up a BKB. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a very funny BKB game in general. But, oh, they're making a jump here. Oh, no, that's just an illusion. That even threw me off. I was like, what the hell's happening here? But Osiris Gaming, even if they get a BKB, you're going against an ancient apparition. The ticks will still be there. It's still kind of questionable on that part. And I believe Purge also goes through BKB. So, it's very nice. I think so. I think I just, like, saw someone else question that recently, and I was like, oh, okay, good to know. Now I already forgot, so what do I know?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. That'd be.
I'm sure we'll hear about it in 2 minutes. I'm sure in the chat they'll blow it up.
Yeah, I know you can purge off Hex, but I don't think you can purge off BKB.
I don't think it purges off.
Or you mean like slow it down, like use the slow through BKB?
Yeah, like the effect is still there.
Oh, do you mean demonic purge? Yeah. Yes, it does. I don't know why that took me so long to make that connection. It does. The damage is not the slow does. This is getting caught out right now. Stapin's going through. Moonlight Shadow as well. Stomp whiff. Smurf, that's a big stomp that you needed to hit, buddy, and really just doesn't come out. There's the Hex up, baby. You are way too far in front, my friend. You get blown up. He is done, Baby J. His baby face and dead. Willie's now trying to get the Grave off. Cannot. He's down as well. 3 down for Osiris. They pick up Nova, but this is a bad engagement potentially. They've got to back away. Aegis now going for ZYZZ. They'll grab 2. It's a 2 for engagement, obviously. So far, Evil getting caught out. He's got a replicate. A replicate away. Now they got to focus on Citadel. There's the Orchid going. He can't stay much longer. Triple kill coming up for the Lifestealer. They're turning this around. They're looking for more. Angel has to leap away. Will they continue the chase? Looks like no. Smurf potentially blinked forward, but nothing doing there. Now they'll back off. And that Aegis coming through, super helpful coming out for Osiris Gaming. Without that fight goes pretty much disastrously, I feel like.
Just part of the reason why it's so great to have Shasham on your team as a Dire Man. Even if you feel like you're falling back a bit, I mean, you can just quickly pick up the Roche and then use that Aegis to take advantage in a fight, and they get it done. Mirana's positioning was a little questionable there. She couldn't really get a lot done for that fight, at least in my personal opinion. Arrow Flies won't quite catch. Ice Blast to follow on the top lane, but man, Union Gaming got to be careful, man. They can't throw this one away. They got some great late game to work with. It's just a matter of if they can get there.
Yeah, and I feel like they could just shake that fight off and just be like, all right, it was the Aegis. That's all they needed to say, because that's really just what it was. And there's a Mantis style now for the Morphling, and that's a big item. And I mean, they're already blowing up some of the supports pretty quickly, so they don't need that shotgun. Like, Baby J dies in 2 seconds because he blinks forward and he's out of position. there's no point in him blinking forward when the rest of their team are kind of like backing, sort of. So he's been dying a lot, and then the Dazzle as well is sitting on 7 deaths. So you're in a situation where your team is sitting on like, you have 2 deaths on your Storm and 0 deaths on your Lifestealer. Then you look at like your 2 supports, and they have like pretty much the majority of your deaths on your team, and that's really where the issue comes from. I don't think Union Gaming are ahead by this much if Willies and Baby J tighten up their play just a bit more. So
Angel picks up a BKB now, so pretty defensive.
Called it.
Mirana get up. Yeah, I mean, she did eventually go into it, but you were saying that as opposed to just getting a Lincoln, but actually getting both of them now. I mean, maybe I've been watching too closely, and maybe she's beginning really locked down hard in most of these fights and just feels like this is a necessity, but this is another step before she can bring in some extra damage to help out.
Yeah, that's the trade-off that you go for every time when you pick up a BKB. Is just like, okay, I fight now, and I use my abilities. Maybe I don't pump at the most damage, but I'm surviving a bit longer in the engagement. I don't think the issue is her survivability. I would be fine if she got the BKB later, like I was mentioning earlier, but like they're not, like, it's not Angel dying specifically in this fight, but maybe they're backing because they don't feel they have the potential survivability. But there's an Infest Bomb for Ziz, so if they want to go in, this is maybe not a good engagement for Union. Whereas Shadow Shaman's also TPing, everyone's going to be up here right now. The fight's about to break out. Yeah, there it goes. ZYZZ jumping in, blows up Jericho. There's the BKB for Angel, the Moonlight as well. They're trying to focus her down with right clicks alone, but they've already killed Nova. Vortex on the backside. Citadel's dead as well. 3 down. Ewo's got to get away. Angel BKB is done. The TP on Ewo. Will he get out? Just barely. That Poison Touch, I think it did not go through the Lincoln Sphere. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a 3-for-1 trade. And again, Osiris, they're pushing them back wave after wave. Union are trying to fight maybe a bit too early here, and they're losing because of it.
They're not taking smart fights. This is something you don't want. You got to make sure you can get to feel confident they can get something done. And right now, Osiris is the ones who can get something done at this point. This is their best shot, their best opportunity to make it happen here.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're starting to feel very confident. I mean, they're gathered up here in the top lane. They're going to look to push down and go right for this tier 2 tower, I'd imagine. Already, though, the defensive calls coming out here for Union Gaming. The question is, are they going to rotate, and are they going to try to commit to another fight, which could end up being very questionable? It might be better for them to just kind of hand it over and just kind of prolong this game a little bit further for this Morphling. But there goes the arrow. Wow, catches on Smurf, but this is a big boy. You can't really take down. Ziz jumps in, going right for Angel immediately. She can't even get off her BKB or anything. Immediately taken apart.
Yeah, that was rough. She tried to leap away, but it just wasn't there in time, and that's just really good reaction from Ziz, realizing she's out of position. They'll pipe up, they'll take this tier 2 down, and you definitely can't fight without Angel now. Even if your Centaur, or excuse me, your Shadow Shaman's not there, but Ewo doing what he can do down in this bottom lane with the Mantis Style, he puts a heck of a ton of damage on this tier 3 tower. They've got to TP in, they've got to make sure that they take this illusions down as quickly as possible, so... Ooh.
Yeah, Willie's in trouble. I mean, you got coiled on one. They might just hand over the support. They do. It's something, but not still a good trade. Oh, what is Morphling here? Ewo, mid lane.
He had a replicate, but it died. I don't know where that replicate went, but it's not there anymore.
No, he's trying to finally get out, and he will, but man, nice.
Ziz popped his BKB. That's not good. That's unfortunate.
Well,
that's
8 more seconds still, so it's not terrible just yet. He's got a little bit more time to work with, but man, his quick pick off of Angel, man. This guy's like a regular Billy the Kid with his Storm Spirit. Just, God, it's so quick. She couldn't even get off her BKB or anything.
This is not an easy hero to play. Storm, I think, is one of the harder mid heroes to be good at, and especially to get pickoffs the way he's been doing has been really impressive, but yeah, he's been really putting the team on his back with the Lifestealer as well, who's still has 0 deaths to his name, and now he has an Abyssal Blade, so... Yeah, we thought maybe that Lifestealer was getting shut down hard, but he just goes to the jungle, he gets a Recovery Midas, and all of a sudden he's got 33 minutes of Sanjin Yasha, an Abyssal Blade, Phase, Drum, Midas, so he's looking pretty good. Angel getting stalked by ZYZZ, like you said. I mean, Angel's got to be careful here. He does have his BKB this time around, so I don't think there's a way that he lives or he dies.
Had there been creeps there, she would have sat probably to farm it out, and then Ziz would probably get a quick pick off, I'd imagine. But he's looking for something else.
He might find Ewo. He should have vision on him. Oh, no, they're going to pass by each other, and he's not going to go for it either. But like you talked about, actually, Lifestealer, like, this is almost as big as he's going to get. I think you can get, like, one more item, and that's, like, it. But even right now, like, this is really... I mean, he already does as much damage as he's going to do, unless you pick up just like a Desolator or something. But in terms of lockdown, in terms of team fighting presence, this is about it with his Abyssal Blade, which is huge because they have that BKB. But it still is blocked by Lincoln Sphere, so they have to be careful of that at the very least. So
It could come down to Osiris' support to really help him out in that case. The shallow graves, the minus armor, a proper placed weave with good timing, the additional CC, or what they can bring to the table to help him out to propel himself ahead of what this Morphling can bring. So we'll see. And if Morphling he decides like, hey, I just need to kind of go into a more rat split push strat, then he'll just fall back on something like that. But we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of choices for this Morphling here, and not only just like in terms of his play, but in terms of itemization as well. He's picked up the Eagle Song, but that could be, like we said, Shotgun, or it could be that Butterfly, which might be the better pickup here in this game. The Roche is up, and with Baby J, they have Serpent Wards. I mean, they could use it if they want and go for it here. They might want to pick off beforehand, and because the Lifestealer's top, they might not go for it right now, but they're all seeming to be posturing around it, so... Osiris, I mean, this is what kind of really brought them back into this game, was one decent fight mid and then a Roshan. They still have to play carefully, because even though the gold graph is now pretty much even, the game is still not won yet. They have this kind of initiation, they have this kind of potential, and yeah, they will take Roshan now, which is... looks like they don't know this is happening.
Maybe they saw Morphling was still in the top. I think they were waiting to make sure that they could figure out where Union Gaming was.
Right.
The second they saw Morphling top, they're like, okay, boys, let's go. Immediately, Baby J drops it, and this is just why Shadow Shaman's so good, especially on the Dire team. Another quick Roshan for them, and now they're going to have this for the next fight. And the last time this happened, they took control. And if they take control even further, I mean, Arax could fall right before we know it.
Yeah, and maybe buyback is going to have to be an issue now for this rating seed, but nobody has it for Union Gaming except for the Murano right now. They'll try to take this tier 2 tower down and get some measure of gold going their way again, but they will get it, and they'll actually get away scot-free. It looks like Smurf getting slowed down here, or at least not getting to where he wants to go trying to fight Angel, but the illusions being kind of annoying, and Ewo picks up the shotgun, so he didn't go for Butterfly. He goes for this item that is going to blow heroes up, but they have a couple of BKBs, or at least BKB and Rage up on the side of Osiris here, so.
Yeah, rotations to go. Union Gaming going all the way back to the mid lane here. I'm not sure what the next game plan is going to be for them. I mean, I don't know if they're looking to even try to make a push happen, but regardless, Smurf's getting a knocking at the door. We're going to go ahead and throw up a timeout.
Yeah, this is like for a tense game, you kind of need this break. Just kind of like, all right, let's stretch a little bit, let's compose ourselves, let's ghost. I'm kidding, obviously, but, this has been a really well-played game. This has probably been one of the closest games we've casted in a while, I think, at least for the ADL, so a lot of fun here.
Yeah, good stuff, and you can't hate on that classic North American, South American kind of a matchup here to see like where these teams and their like tier 2 level kind of match off. So, and it's looking relatively even, just two teams with two different game plans, and they're just trying to make it happen. I just, in my opinion, I feel like Union Gaming have the better team, but Osiris with their team, they're executing everything very nicely now.
Right.
So I think that's what's helping him out. I mean, Ziz is doing a fantastic job on the Storm Spirit. Centaur's finding fantastic initiations. Lifestealer's getting his reliable farm, was confident enough to get that Midas, and it's starting to pay off for him.
Yeah.
And Dazzle, I've seen him do a couple of great graves. So everyone is doing their job so well. And on Union Gaming, it's just like they're trying to make what would be on paper the better team. They're trying to make it work.
When was the last time you saw an Ancient Apparition go for anything other than an Aghanim Scepter?
Wow.
He's got a 4-staff in Urn right now, so that's actually surprising. Yeah,
it is. That's really surprising. Maybe if you're going against like a pesky Clockwork or something and you really wanted to help someone out or yourself, you go for a 4-staff. But, I mean, Aghanim's through and through, baby. That is so much additional time on that ultimate. It's so good. Just denying them from any sort of heal in the fight.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, it's like the best item on that hero, I think. At least it has been considered that. I mean, well, the thing is, 4-staff is one of the best items in the game as well, but I don't know if they need it. I mean, really, he's getting caught out of position. I think that's why. Nova's pretty much died in every single one of these fights, where he doesn't even really need to be in the fights. As long as he's throwing the Ice Blast and it hits, it's fine. And that's what most Dazzles want to do. I know he's got Chilling Touch and he's got it max as well, but I don't know if you really need to be in every single engagement. So, at the very least now, the Murata does have a Mjolnir, but this kind of puts them at a disadvantage as they don't have buyback right now. And like you said, if one engagement goes the way of Osiris, we could see a set of racks go on, at the very least a tier 2 and a tier 3. Hard is now up for Smurf, who somehow has found room to get some decent farm here with his Pipe of Insight as well. Ice Blast.
Ewo wants to go in, but he's jumping into a lot of people. Wow!
That was impressive.
That was a straight-up assassination I saw.
Yeah.
Get CSI on this. What the hell? He jumped in and blew him up.
Yeah, the Ice Blast did enough damage where the shotgun would pretty much, the waveform and the shotgun itself would be enough damage, and then Ewo just replicates to mid, which is like, that's how you have to play this hero when you're going for those kills. Like, you can't save waveform to get away. You have to have a replicate if you're jumping into that many people, and like, he did it fantastically. So Ewo gets a kill, and once again, this poor Shadow Shaman has another death to his name. He's got 10 now. They're going to try to TP and fight on this lifesteal. He'll rage and TP away. They'll force out the rage at the very least, but there's no way to stop him from getting away. They don't have a bash. They don't have an MKB or anything like that, so it's really going to be almost impossible to bring him down without one of those items.
Yep, but here we go. I mean, we haven't seen Union Gaming do too much altogether just yet, at least from what I've seen. But now top lane, they're making a slow siege happen here, and we'll see if Osiris, what they wanted to do. If they want to defend on the hill, or they want to see they maybe flank them out on their way in.
Those are two really big items, and now they want to fight with it, with the Smoke of Deceit. Like, this is their time now to go. With the BKB, Scythe, Orchid on the Storm Spirit, that's so much control. With the damage that the Lifestealer just got through the MKB and the Abyssal, that's too much to deal with, I think. And he's level 22 on top of that. Plus, Smurf has got, like, unkillable status as he's sitting on 3.1k HP right now. But they seem to know that they're going, and Union Gaming will they'll back off now. They'll just go back home, essentially.
And Osiris Gaming, man, they're going to pull this one out. This is unreal. I mean, Morphling's going to need to do some serious rat. He's already lingering in the top, but this is going to be a quick support down here. Jump in, double edge, bada bing, bada boom. Ancient Apparition, we'll see you later.
This is a rough game for supports. There's like so many deaths between them, it's disgusting. If we look at the stats here real quick, let's see. 10 for the Shadow Shaman, 8 for the Dazzle, that's 18. 6 for the Ancient Apparition, it's 24. 7, so you're looking at above 30 deaths for pretty much all of the supports here. It's a lot of deaths coming out for the supports on both sides. It's a carnage, a bloodbath even.
Morphling got to a few licks in here on the top tier 3 tower. It's already down to halfway, and he replicated back at the absolute last moment before he got caught out. So nice. So he is looking to move himself into that side pesky, like miracle style Morphling, where he just kind of tries to take home.
Yeah, right now, I mean, he can bring this game around and actually get it going for Union Gaming. And Mirana as well with the Mjolnir. I mean, they can start doing work, but they really, I think they've realized they just can't take up a straight up fight. Like a straight up fight, they pretty much lose because of Storm Spirit, pretty much, and Centaur. Like, that's really the reason why. They're going to ball lightning in. Angel's going to get hexed up there as he uses the linkage charge coming through with, of course, the Orchid. There's the Electric Vortex. Nice disruption. Might be too late there. There's the BKB just in time. A leap down to the low ground. Baby J, he's getting caught out with the Mjolnir charge. The right click gets enough for the kill. Angel somehow turns it around. He'll Moonlight Shadow right now, but there's a gem up on Ziz. He's got no mana. The mana regeneration not quite there. Oh, but here we go. Lifestealer jumping in. Ewo getting a kill on the backside. Angel will fall. The fight's still going on here as Smurf getting brought down, getting low. There's going to be the break of the Dream Coil. 3 down now for Osiris. A big fight going the way of Union, but they're going to ball lightning in. The Infest out, the bash up on Evo. They want Nova first. The waveform, nice slow. ZYZZ, he's got to use the BKB. The shotgun went his way. There's the Hex up. Citadel has the haste rune. It just ran out. He's going to phase shift to maybe try to blink away here in a second and should be able to do so. No, he's got to Yule's up. Now, the shotgun, the adaptive strike went. The Aegis is going through. Illusion Orb jaunts to the other side of the river, but ball lightning goes. Oh! Ziz gets the kill with the new mana that he just found from that Aegis.
Oh my god. That jump, very nice.
Holy crap.
Sorry, that was a big play right there, at least I thought.
It was a big play.
Ooh.
All the way across the river. He says, listen, you can jump over there, but so can I. I just got mana from that Aegis, so that adaptive strike actually made things worse as he got full mana. Ziz knew this. Ice Blast, they're going to get out of the way of it. Knew it was coming there. Nicely played. Ewo's looking to fight. He has the shotgun going, the adaptive strike flying as well. No rage to fly out from the Lifestealer. Now the Hex up in Ewo getting caught out. He's got Replicate. Can they bring him down? They have the Abyssal Blade. There's the Manta Style to go. Replicate out. Now Jericho going to work on Ziz. Ball lightning further. Mech's going to go. Just keep him alive. Weave giving him that armor. Arrow flying. Is it going to hit? Looks like it just misses barely, but 4 heroes here. Ball lightning. Not enough. There's the wards on the ground. Baby J wants to fight, but he's alone. Shackles up on Angel. This is not your fight, Shadow Shaman. Now, Lifestealer trying to go to town. Moonlight Shadow. The gem is up, but look at this. They can't get vision. Gem now picked up by, I believe, Evo or Angel or somebody. There's the adaptive strike. The right click. Triple kill for Angel. Osiris are falling apart at the seams. They've lost 2 big fights just because of bad positioning. Baby J, that was not the initiation you were looking for, my friend. That is rather unfortunate.
Oh, they had just had so much going for them. That previous fight, the timing was just so iffy, and people coming like one after another to make something happen. And then Osiris felt so confident, went down the mid lane. They just kind of threw a bit of it away. I don't know, think they're baiting this buyback. No, it looks like they are. So they bait out the buyback from Lifestealer now, and they pull back immediately.
Yeah, and the Storm actually doesn't have it, but they can't push into the Lifestealer. I don't think they'll have to back up now. But that's kind of just. Osiris are lucky that they're actually decently far ahead, and that's not going to cost them too much. The buyback is kind of unfortunate. The deaths are kind of unfortunate, but, I mean, as it stands right now, this Morphling, yes, if it goes super late, which, I mean, he's got a Butterfly now. He's pretty much 6-slotted, so he just needs to get rid of that Midas and maybe pick up something like a Satanic or a Scotty or something. So, now it becomes a game of, can we carry this late enough? And with Mirana, with 5,000 gold to bank, and her next item probably being, I have no idea.
It's rough, man. I mean, just when I thought the execution was all going for Osiris, it kind of got really hairy right there, and Union Gaming came out on top. So this is pretty even in my eyes. I mean, I still obviously like this Morphling a lot, and he has a lot more to bring to the table for the late game, but it's been interesting. Ziz has been putting in a lot of work. He's been working with a lot of great lockdown, and of course they have a Shadow Shaman with the help of those wards. He does have, well, he is working towards that Agnum Scepter. If he gets that, that would make things significantly better. If they ever get an appropriate pick off on the back of the Storm Spirit, they can push themselves right into the base. But for now, they're all coming together and to congregate down the mid lane, already all infested up.
I think Ziz and the Lifestealer and maybe even Smurf have been kind of on the same page when it comes to fighting, and the two supports have been a bit iffy. And we don't usually see that too often with Willies, but maybe he'll redeem himself as they're looking for a fight. The Replicate's going to go. They just kind of got spotted. Moonlight Shadow's going to fly right now. The Necro's up. Stomp's about to fly. Willie's getting blown up. Gets arrowed to the face. The side of the face even. There's the Stampede going. Smurf getting caught out. No BKB or anything. Meanwhile, Ziz is backing him up. Ready to help out, but BKB for Angel gone. Moonlight Shadow about to go as well. The Manta being used. Ziz getting blown up. Adaptive Strike with the shotgun. Ethereal Blade doing work. The right clicks might be enough this time around, and it will be. The Lifestealer's down for 105 seconds. That's ridiculous. He's got no buyback. They could take a tier 3 and a set of racks. Ah, no, Osiris.
No, bad positioning again. That's just not working out for him. They get caught out immediately in Union Gaming, man. This is it. 89 seconds, no Lifestealer. This Rax is done.
Yeah, this Rax is going to fall here. They've got a fortification. They're going to use it, but there's no Storm buyback. There's definitely no Lifestealer buyback. He's down for 80. I don't see any way they can defend this. Everyone is full health right now for Union. They can even take 2. In fact, they're going to try with Citadel. This might even be Megas at this point. That is the worst place to be. Will is getting caught out. Obviously, they went for the Replicate, just not the smart play. Smurf has got to do something. Nice double edge, doing a lot of damage. Stampede ready to go. Might have to use it here. Ice Blast is going to fly. Might hit on Blaze. No, it's just going to push them back. Focus on the racks, guys. Well, that's what he was doing bottom. He's going to take, obviously, the bottom set of racks here, and this means that Megas is going to go the way of Union, and this should be the game.
That ended so quick. That's all it took.
No.
It was like a decent fight and then 2 bad fights for Osiris, and it was done, and it's over. GG already comes out. This Morphling, he has a lot more to offer in the late game, and if you can't find the right fights to try to take him down quickly, this is exactly what happens. Your base is gone in a blink of an eye.
And you could argue and say that it was getting late game and they were going to do too much damage there, but I think there were just so many fights Osiris could have taken on a better front and kind of extended the game, or at least made it so that it was very difficult for Union to win or come back from. But they didn't panic. They set up the right amount of initiations. They got a couple of arrows going their way, and like I said, I think the supports were just kind of on a different page than the rest of Osiris Gaming. So, rough game, and again, if this series next game goes their way, it still will be 1-1. They can't seem to clinch a series for the life of them, but we'll see if they can even get that or if they'll go down 0-2, guys, as we're going to jump into a quick commercial break here on the American Dota League. My name is Mont, with me is Kalo Guy. Make sure you check out AmericanDotaLeague.com for more information, schedule, standings, what have you. The Dota ticket, $3.99 in the Dota store. Just to spectate and get that monolith HUD. And, of course, shout out to the sponsor, SteelSeries. We can follow at SteelSeries.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, guys. Stick around.